Banks are digging even deeper into your financials when it comes to business funding. I just want to let you know right now that your personal credit alone just won't cut it anymore. These lenders are looking at your business credit, your DUNS number, Experian, and even your SBSS score, to say the least. And if you don't have these properly set up, you're going to struggle to get funding moving forward. But hold on, before you start spiraling and everything like that, that's why I'm here. I got you. Because in today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to actually fix that and to position yourself for approval so you can get the funding that you need. So go ahead, go get your pen and paper so we can get everything down so you can get the funding. And without further ado, let's dive in. Just to let you know right now, one of the biggest mistakes that business owners make is thinking that personal credit is all that matters. Look, I understand in the past I have talked about this and I stated that, your personal credit is way more important. But for speaking to these relationship managers and even bankers, I'm starting to notice that they're starting to look even deeper into business credit as well as your personal credit. So if your business credit is not solid, your chances of getting approved have dropped significantly moving forward. But let's actually go a little more into depth of actually what they're looking for, which is number one, your DUNS number and Paydex score from Dun & Bradstreet. And if you didn't know, your DNB and your Paydex score ranges from 1 all the way to 100. And if you are looking at your business credit scores and you have anything from 80 and above, you're in a very, very strong position. So you have nothing to worry about right there. But the next one that I want to talk about is your Experian Business IntelliScore, okay? This one ranges from 0 to 100 as well. Starting to see a pattern here. This actually tells the lenders or whoever's looking up your business how strong your profile is as far as the risk factor. You need at least a 76 or better to actually get better approvals if the lenders are actually looking for this. Now, the last one is more so an honorable mention, but banks are really starting to look at these, which is the SBSS score. And if you've never heard of this is the Small Business Scoring Service, more so used by the SBA. But the reason why lenders are starting to look at this more is because they're starting to think of this as your business FICO score, from what I've heard. Now, with this one, this ranges from 0 all the way up to 300. And you need at least a 140 for the SBA loan. So they want to make sure that you're at least at a 140 to make sure that you're a strong business. Even if you don't know which business credit the lenders are going to pull from, just have all of them in strong standings. That's the only thing that you have to do. Just have positive activity, and that's all that really matters. I'm telling you, it's not rocket science. Because you have to understand that business credit used to be right here and personal credit used to be right here. But now with everything really changing, business credit is starting to creep up a little bit more. So now lenders are going to say, okay, let's actually look and see what more they have been doing besides just that 730. So with that being said, let's all go ahead and break down the tiers of business credit and where they report to. That's going to kind of help you beef up your business credit profile. We can start with tier 1, which are starter vendors, aka net 30 accounts. These vendors help you establish initial business credit history by reporting on time payments, aka net 30s, okay? Give you 30 days to pay, just pay off as early as you can. Now I'm gonna go through these relatively fast because tier 1 is kind of a blur, so just stay with me. With the first one being Crown Office Supplies. This one does report to Dun & Bradstreet. It doesn't report to Experian from what I've heard, but I heard that it's very good for basic office supplies. And it's a very, very easy approval. They're not gonna turn you down. Just please make sure that you set up the business account with them. Learn from my mistakes when I did this like years and years ago. I was buying things and it never reported it. Come to find out, I did not have the right account, okay? All right, now since we got that one out the way, we're gonna go to another one, which is pretty much the same thing, which is Summer Office Supplies. This one does report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, all right? It's another great office supply vendor that builds early business credit history. And I know you're wondering, man, you keep giving us the same things. What's going on? Guys, it's just in the name of business credit, okay? Even if you don't need this for your business, I still have some things from years ago that like paper and staples and things like that I just use just to get business credit. So I'm telling you, it's just useful, just all in the name of business funding. All right, and the next one that I want to talk about is HD Supply. All right, this one does report to Experian Business, and it's very useful for maintenance, repair, operations, things of that nature, those kind of purchases. All right, this is more for my blue collar people that do, construction, plumbing, things of that nature. Even if you are not in this sector, it's still relatively good to build that business credit and just get it on your resume, okay? AKA your business credit profile. Because this one is similar to Granger. If you ever been to Granger.com, they build business credit as well as far as the net 30 account. So it's, hand in hand. Again, guys, all in the name of business credit stacking. Okay, if you go down this road, this is what you're gonna have to do. Only thing I tell you is please just make sure that you set up the correct business account and make sure that you spend enough money that where it's actually going to report. All right, you can't go in here making a $20, $10 purchase and think that you're gonna get a 100-point increase on your business credit. It don't work like that. All right, make sure you spend at least 50, 75. You might even have to spend $100, but all in the name of building business credit. Now, you need at least 3 of these accounts to really get into the next tier, which is tier 2. But once you do, then you can go into tier 2, which is the immediate business credit, aka the retail and revolving accounts. Now, hold your horses. This is not the revolving accounts that you just think of like we're about to go to DCU Credit Union and get $50,000. No, it's not that. It's not that type. These are more so store credit cards. All right. Not kind of on the personal side, but on the business side, it's still a great way to establish business credit, okay? Now, once you have some history, moving to the revolving credit lines and major retails is really gonna be very beneficial. So let me go ahead and start with the first one, which is the Amazon Business Credit Card. Now, from me doing my research and everything from me asking people and things of that nature, this does report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian Business. This is great for the people that do the FBA, the e-commerce, things of that nature, supply orders. This is awesome for you. But also, please understand this, from everything I'm about to tell you, they do pull from Experian, your personal Experian. And if you're not already in the Amex ecosystem, they're definitely gonna pull your Experian. So make sure that your credit scores are in very good shape, because if not, you are going to get denied for this credit card, okay? And also, just to let you know, I have heard from individuals that sometimes if you're not already in, again, the Amex ecosystem, they will pull you. But I've also heard people that's already been in the Amex ecosystem get hard pulled again for this. So I just want to warn you as far as that, so just be very mindful of this. The next one that I want to go over is the Shell Fleet Business Credit Card. All right, now we're going to start getting into the the gas cards. Even if you don't have a trucking business or anything like that, this again, all in the name of building business credit. I had the Shell Fleet credit card just to build business credit. They do in fact pull and report to Dun & Bradstreet, and they do report to Experian Business. Now, this is again just to help you expand your credit profile with fuel purchases. You can get this with your EIN only as well. What I did was I just called them and I made sure that I froze all 3 of my personal credit scores and reports to make sure that they didn't pull anything, and I still got approved. Again, just use the credit card. It takes about a day or so for it to actually report onto your account. Immediately paid it off right there. Do not wait 30 days. Do not let it go over, because if not, it's going to take forever to report, and then they're going to report something that you're late, and you don't want that. Now, the next one that I want to give you is the Staple Business Credit Card. Again, this does report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, which is very good, just like the other ones. I've heard that they give very high limits when you use the card responsibly. So with that being said, I really need you to really lock in with this card if you do get it. Now, just to let you know, I don't have this card because I don't want to, just steer you in the wrong direction. All the information I got from this was somebody that actually utilized it, and in the Facebook groups that I see. You can get this only with your EIN. Just make sure, again, you freeze all 3 of your credit bureaus, personal credit bureaus, and you should be good to go. Again, if you have a business where this can actually help you, everybody knows how expensive Staples can get. So, definitely utilize this to the best of your abilities. If not, all in the name of business credit. Now, from all these that I said, there are way more, but I just want you to have at least 3 accounts from this tier before moving on into the final stage and getting the real revolving accounts. So with that being said, tier 3 is all about the major business funding sequences and going to these banks and lenders, all right? So at this stage, your business credit is established, personal credit is cool, and now you're ready for the banks and lenders. So I just want to give you 3 quick gems to actually help you get the funding that you're looking for and where they actually report to. So let's go ahead and start off with a really known bank that I've talked about before on this channel and others as well, which is the Truist Bank. Truist Bank has a really good small business program for everybody that's starting out or seasoned. Anybody that's making under $10 million in revenue, this is perfect for you. They do report to Experian, and I don't think they report to Dun & Bradstreet because I didn't see that on mine. I did make a full breakdown of Truist Bank and how great they are, but I just want to go over what they actually have just really fast. Again, they're really good for businesses with solid history. They have 3 good options as far as business credit cards, but in my opinion, the best one is the basic Truist business credit card. Doesn't have any bells and whistles, but the one thing that it does have is a 0 APR for 12 months. So if you're front loading a lot of new purchases, or you're trying to scale and things of that nature, and you don't want interest to pile on because you're about to use so much funding, this will be perfect for you because you won't have to worry about it. And I'm pretty sure if everything's lined up, you'll have everything paid for before the 12-month APR is up. So it's something really, really good to look into. But let's go ahead and get into the next one, which is the Bank of America Advantage Credit Line. Now, this does report to the SBFE or the SBSS from what I've been told. It does report to Dun & Bradstreet. I've actually heard mixed information about it. I've heard it didn't report, but I also heard it did report. So you have to fact check me on that as well. I don't have this one, but I'm just all for research purposes. But just to let you know, they offer very high limits with proper documentation. Okay, you cannot go up in here thinking just because of everything I just told you, you're still gonna get this. Nah, there's a little more documentation with this. As far as this is a business line of credit that we're talking about, ladies and gents. And if you don't know, business line of credit are a little harder to get than not personal, but business credit cards. But let me give you a few qualifications that you need to actually get approved for this. Starting with number 1, your personal FICO credit score needs to be a 700 or above before they even think about looking at your file, okay? You can't have a 650 or a 680, 700 or above. I really say a 730 to really get the ball rolling with them. You do need to be at least 2 years in business, and you need to have at least $100,000 in annual revenue. This is not something that you're projecting. This is something that you have to show on paper as far as a profit and loss statement and things of that nature. If you have that, you will be able to get this line of credit. But even if you can't get that one, let's go ahead and go into the last one I want to give you, which is the US Bank Business Platinum Credit Card. Now, this one is probably the best one out of both credit cards that I just gave you, which is the Truist and this one, because it reports to Experian Business, but it comes with a 0 APR for 18 months. That's way longer than the Truist business credit card. This gives you a few months over after that year is up, and there's no annual fee. And if you've seen any other business credit cards where their 0 APR goes farther than a year, they're going to tack on some type of APR. So this is a blessing in disguise, I'm telling you right now. So you might really want to go after this one. Now, with all the information that I just gave you, your personal credit still matters. I never said throw that away. Your business credit is going to take care of everything. Your personal credit still matters, all right? Don't forget that part. So I just want to run down the list as far as everything that you need on top of your personal credit, which is number 1, make sure all 3 of your credit scores are 700 or better, all right? On the personal side, that means no late payments, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies. I don't care if the bankruptcy is discharged. Get it up off of there before you start applying for funding or anything of that nature, all right? And make sure that your inquiries are very, very minimal. I'm saying like 1 to 2 each bureau. Really have 0. The next thing that I want to tell you is please make sure that you structured your LLC correctly. Please make sure that your name is updated correctly. Make sure everything is good to go. And make sure that you have your EIN, your articles of organization, and you have a legible business bank account before you apply for any of these credit products, business credit products. Please, ladies and gents, please have everything in order. And the last thing I just want to tell you is consistent business revenue. Please don't inflate your income with unrealistic numbers. It's going to bite you in the long run. If people start asking you for documentation and you can't provide it, you look crazy. You might as well just start drawing on the clown face, because you might as well just walk out, because you're wasting their time and your time. Even if you don't know exactly what banks pull from and where, again, just have strong business credit profiles across all boards, and I promise you'll have the best options for approval on top of your personal credit scores. Because again, the funding game is starting to change, because everybody and their grandmother thinks that they can get everybody funding, and banks are starting to check out everything and not just your personal credit score. So please have everything in line and just move very, very strategically, and you won't run any red flags. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Are you guys going to actually utilize this? Are you guys actually not going to utilize this and just say, how so? I'm just going to, use my 740 credit score and just go from there? Let me know in the comment section. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now make sure you do everything on this tier list, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.